Hey there, it's Thursday. I'm Richard Matharoo. That means a brand new episode for you of Free Coaching Thursday. I'm going to answer the most popular questions asked by my audience this week. If you are a home business owner, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value from my answers. I'll be back with the questions and the answers so you can gain value in today's episode in a second. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm just going to go quickly through these questions, so maybe one or more of them is like, oh man, yeah, I wondered about that, or I never even thought of that, but it's useful, so you can get the most value the quickest. So let's go with the first question. How has target marketing changed your business? Well, I would swap changed to improved. It's definitely going to improve your business. You know why? The more people you are trying to aim at without having a particular target, then the more you're going to be compared to every single other person in your niche or niche. So if you are a network marketer, how would you like to be compared to every other network marketer on the planet? The answer is you wouldn't, right? Especially if you're a beginner or you lack results, you can't compete. But when you are target market focused, when you are trying to serve a particular slice of the population that is still substantial and can get you to the top ranks in your company, then there's going to be less competition. You're going to position yourself as the go-to person for that group, and it's going to allow you to carve out your own piece of the pie without having to try and get a spoon and fight your way in. So target marketing for me is essential. It's a must. It's one of the first things that I teach correctly in my Home Business Accelerator. It underpins everything you should do in your marketing. It really is that important. Next question. What MLM do you think will be next to go out of business? I don't care. So I care about our industry, and obviously I want, if it's a good network marketing company that just makes some mistakes, that's a terrible thing. Any business going out of business that's doing things ethically and right is a horrible. I lost a business like about 10 years ago now. It was a horrible situation, something I had the utmost passion in, thought it was going to change people's lives, and I ended up trusting the wrong people, and it all went wrong. That was a health and fitness business, not MLM, before I got into home business. And I remember that feeling, that horror. So I would never wish that upon somebody else. There's plenty of an audience to go around for all of us if you market and do things the right way. So I wouldn't focus on which companies are going to go out of business next. I would focus on whatever company you're in, building that the best way possible, and focus on your skills. Like, I realized really early on that MLM companies, like any company, are not run by me. They're run by the owners, who can make decisions that we don't agree with. You may change direction, they may change direction. They may do something illegal, who knows, right? So you are not tied to your company forever as much as you would like to be. So you need to understand that your personal value is what's going to count. See, if you learn how to build a large team in a network marketing company, does it really matter what company you're in, so long as it's ethical, so long as you like the product and you enjoy building it? No. I could go in any network marketing company with a half-decent product and build a big team. Why? Because I took 7 years investing in my skill set and trial and error in the field to learn what invitation, how to automate things, how to present properly, how to close properly, how to use the internet, all these things I learned. So that skill set is mine to go wherever I choose. Position yourself, if you're smart, in the exact same spot. Personal value that you can take with you anywhere, and then it's irrelevant over what company does what and who. You're the reason why your results are what they are, okay? Next question. Why do some entrepreneurs succeed and others don't? And there's many answers to that. I would say the number one is discipline. Discipline, and joint with that is missed expectations. Like a lot of times when people enter into a business, nowadays it's through some kind of marketing funnel, right? They see a course or another person, and they're talking about the expectations of what this course or this program or this business will do for them. Typically, it's some kind of flash in the pan. Typically, it's something that's trying to sell a course on as opposed to teach them real skills. But this person now, think about it, is coming in with really high expectations. This happened to me in my first company. I remember someone sitting me down who was obviously desperate for a sign-up. Can't really blame them. They were new too. And they were like, this is easy. Okay, you get in here, Richard, you go to 10 people, 3 will say yes, and then their 10, 3 will say yes, and 3 will, and before you know it, you're 5 levels deep, you're earning millions of pounds a year, and we can retire at the beach. I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, this will be easy. So when I got in there, And they go, okay, step number one is you need to make a list, you need to go through these people, they're all going to tell you no, and I was getting all this abuse from people, and like, it's a scam, you should quit. My expectation was all over the place. I'm like, this isn't at all what I said it was going to be. So I quit and moved to another company, because I'm like, if this is what's going to happen, I don't trust this person's word anymore. And I think a lot of people, when they come in as entrepreneurs, especially the first time, it's through some kind of marketing or course or person who has raised their expectations, like artificially inflated them. And of course, it's a human nature. When we get in something, if it's not as it appears, we want to get out. I think that's the rule, and also discipline. Even when their eyes are opened, do they really going to stick at it? Are they going to put in the grind, the hard work, the missed goals, the failure, learning, and change their view of themselves and realize that it isn't personal to them? It's everything's got an outcome. Okay, whatever you do, whatever you watching this video, what you do after this video, there's outcomes from everything. You just have to learn to view these outcomes, evaluate them. Is it good or is it bad? How can I make things better? And move forward, 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 forward. Most people don't have the discipline to keep moving forward whilst getting punched in the face from the world of entrepreneurship. If you can take a punch and keep on moving forward, in this metaphorical sense, then you'll win, because eventually you'll find what works. How much? Here's the next question. How much did you earn from blogging when you started versus now? A lot more now than I used to do, and it continues to grow. The thing that you're going to find when you start doing anything consistently, especially when it's a passive marketing method such as blogging, that means you put content out there and you build subscribers, and then over time that builds and builds and builds with or without you being there. The more pieces of bait you have out there, the faster it's going to grow. So don't lose heart. Like when I first started blogging, who cares? I put a blog post out there. I'm like, yes, this is a good blog post. Like 3 people saw it. But one of those 3 people subscribed. They told a couple of friends. Now I got 3 subscribers, then 5, then 10, then 20. Now when you reach, say, 1,000 subscribers, people who are on your email list and looking out for your blog posts on social media, now you have 1,000 people who a slice of them may share it, may tell other people, may recommend, like people do with my content. So the growth curve is massively accelerated. It's slow, 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 then it steeps and it goes up really, really quickly, because that audience is going to grow exponentially. So stick at it with a consistency. Don't worry if the money isn't there right now. As long as you've taken the time to have a monetization strategy, what you need is views, is audience, is loyal followers, and they will come with your consistency. So many people start a YouTube channel, a blog, a podcast. 2 months later, they're not changing the world. They're not top of the charts. So they go, I'm going to jack this and it doesn't work. No, it does work. You didn't work. And if you're willing to put the work and the consistency in and dig the ditches, then that acceleration, that exponential growth will happen. I just passed 200,000 downloads on my podcast. 200,000. It blows my mind. Are there people that do more? Of course there are. But there are a lot of people that are more talented than me, have more to say, but I didn't have the discipline, so they fell by the wayside. I do 4 podcasts a week, every week, just like my YouTube videos. I think I'm about to pass 2,700 subscribers as you watch this video. Now, is that world changing? No, but could it change someone's world? Maybe. Maybe I give some advice that one person it makes a difference to. I feel good about that. I remember day 1 with 0 subscribers. If you'd have told me I could have had 2,700 subscribers, I would have kissed you or cried. I don't know at the point. I was having a tough time, but I wouldn't have believed it. I've generated over £1 million for other network marketers in their business. 200,000 podcast downloads, over I think 2.5 million minutes watched of my YouTube videos. These things have all come about through consistency. Nothing flashy, not a trick, not a hack. I just focused on doing things for other people to try and help them. And it had to be a joint effort. If I was going to make money from somebody, it had to be in exchange for them receiving more help than I was asking to be compensated for. And if you carry that attitude into blogging, what do you want to write if someone had already paid you money? What can you do to really help solve their problems? And you do it consistently, then you will make money eventually, because people always are willing to swap money for value and solutions. Next question. How successful are network marketers? That's a little bit vague. It depends on the network marketer and depends what you mean by success. I would say people who are using the methods that I teach are very successful. Let me give you a reason why I'm drawing it back to myself and my lessons here. There are different ways to build a network marketing business. There's a traditional way where people, whether it's cold calling, whether it's phone to phone, whether it's one by one, it's what I call linear addition network marketing. This is where it's one by one by one by one. They have to do the invitation, the presentation, the follow-up, 25 different resources, following up, back and forth, get started training, try and get them to every event. I don't do that kind of thing anymore. That to me was a broken system. It was just too strenuous on my time, and it was too much centered around the other person. Like in network marketing, in any business, you want leverage. You want freedom. I love making videos like this, not as much as I do spending my time with my daughter. I love creating blog posts. I love helping people, coaching people, not as much as I enjoy going on vacation with my family. So everything that I do is to serve other people, but to build a business that allows me freedom and leverage. Now, linear addition network marketing never gives you leverage, because the second you stop working is the second it stops working. When everything is centered around you, finding leaders, cultivating leaders, building leaders, these leaders are naturally going to quit at some point. Not everyone's going to stick at it. Even people, I've had people in my team making a fortune. They love the product. Someone comes along and offers them what they feel is a better deal. Something happens severely. They get a divorce in their family. Whatever. Something changes their attention, their approach, and they quit, they go. So I didn't like that feeling of me having to drive the force, always trying to out-recruit the drop-off rate, always having to pick up the pieces, always trying to be worried, oh my goodness, if that person's quit, then the whole team is going to go. Instead, I wanted to be in total control of how I built. I wanted to be able to sponsor as many people as possible without even having to be there, so that I could build a big team. If one quit, I'd replace them with 2 more, and I wouldn't even have to put much time in to do that. If you want to be in that position, you can go to richardmatharoo.com/YouTube. I'll do a webinar this week where I'll run through all of that. You can learn all of that. You'll see some information there if I've got it live in time by the time you watch this video. So richardmatharoo.com/YouTube, if I spoke too fast or with my Yorkshire accent. I'll put it on the screen, in fact. But I wanted to build in a leverage way. So for me, when I first started to build a network marketing team, what am I getting around to here? I always get carried away. I was building the linear addition way. I got to about 70 people who I'd sponsored, and like my whole world fell apart in network marketing terms. My phone never stopped ringing. One of my leaders quit, then another leader quit, then another leader quit. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, this is too much pressure. I felt like just nothing more than a glorified sales rep. I'm like, I only get paid if I'm sponsoring people here, and the second I stop, my money goes away. There's no leverage in that. I may as well be a sales rep and get better margins selling cars, right? Or selling houses, same thing. So I was like, man, I gotta change my approach here so it's less time consuming and I control the numbers, as opposed to hoping that people are going to sponsor and hoping that this person brings 100 people with them. I don't care about any of that stuff now. I'm in total control. I write my own paycheck, and you want to do that too. Now, if you are doing it that way, if you do follow the teachings of what I show you in that webinar and the other stuff that I show, then I would say you're successful. I feel much more successful now if you were asked me that. Why? Because the money continues to grow, but I do it in a way that allows me to help other people. They get more value than they pay me for. I always make sure the balance is in their favor for a deal. But also, I'm in total control of it. I don't stress out about it. I have a lot of free time. That to me is success. My idea of success was to be able to have freedom and money together. And I've accomplished that over the last 7 or 8 years, being able to build in a certain way and teaching other network marketers to do the same. So we're hitting around 13, 14 minutes here, so that's long enough for today. I've got a couple more questions. Perhaps we'll roll them over to next week. If there's something you want to know about business, particularly a home business, particularly if you want to look at how you can build that online, I'm the guy to answer your question on that for sure. Go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you're on that webinar, I'll see you there. If not, I'll catch you on the next video. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.